Fashion Tech Alliance involves higher educational institutions, small, medium and big enterprises and a research center. This project has been co-founded by the Erasmus Plus program of the European Union and is aimed to facilitate knowledge exchange between partners and to design and pilot learning experiences to engage students in a fashion tech residency program, embedding young talents in the company's innovation activities. A central objective of the project is to design multidisciplinary and intersectoral learning activities involving international students from 5 European universities. The contents of the lectures have been specifically created to match the needs of fashion tech learning. They have become open educational resources to allow future engagement between a European-wide fashion and textile HEI community and are available under Creative Commons Sharealike 4.0 with the aim of a wide and free distribution, access, use and reuse. Ready to learn more about fashion tech? Enjoy the lecture!
Hi, I am Erminia, PhD candidate at the Design Department of Politecnico di Milano. Here, I'm working on my research that concern sustainability issues in an environmental, social, cultural and economic context where design can be a vector for positive change.
Today's lesson will focus on exploring the fashion design for sustainability field. We will define the concept of sustainability and sustainable development, understand the complexity of sustainability through its fundamental components, the 4 pillars, and I will guide you in discovering how sustainability is addressed in the fashion field. Let's start defining sustainability. Sustainability is the quality of being able to continue a certain action over a period of time without compromising the balance of the system that is hosting this event. Applying this concept to our system, the planet Earth, and to its boundaries, we can easily understand why we talk about sustainable development more than sustainability itself. Sustainable development describes the process of sustainability for improving long-term well-being and quality of life without compromising the planetary boundaries. It is about a blueprint to achieve a better and more sustainable future for all, addressing the global challenges we are facing, including climate change and social justice. That's why the United Nations have set 17 goals to reach the sustainable development by 2030. These are the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, also known as the Global Goals. They were adopted by the United Nations in 2015 as a universal call to action to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure that by 2030 all people enjoy peace and prosperity. The 17 SDGs are integrated. This means that they recognize that action in one area will affect outcomes in others, and that development must balance social, economic, and environmental sustainability. This is important as United Nations recognize the interrelation between the different dimensions, applying an holistic approach. From an anthropological point of view, holism means that each element is interconnected and consistent with each other. This is a fundamental understanding of sustainability, and the holistic approach is nowadays recognized as the only approach able to address the different development issues, because it takes into account the interconnection and relation of the system that hosts sustainability. As you can see from the scheme, sustainable development in an holistic system is interrelated with environmental protection and regeneration, human prosperity, balanced economy, and fair society progression. The union, the interconnection of all these dimensions can allow us to design a prosperous and sustainable future. We have defined the very general concept of sustainability and sustainable development, and and read them through the holistic lens, is now time to identify and analyze the different sustainability dimensions, its fundamental components, the 4 pillars. Many cross-cutting approaches to sustainability, especially in policy and industry reports, even the SDGs, have focused on 3 dimensions: economic development, social inclusion, and environmental balance. This element connection is a clear anthropocentric focus and does not recognize and cultivate diversity or foreground an ecological worldview. These issues are identified through responses from international institutions and academia. We reference culture as the 4th pillar of sustainability. This was first introduced into policy documents by the Executive Bureau of United Cities and local governments, and increasingly recognized as a key element of sustainability. And now, let's analyze the singular pillars and their dimension. About the environmental pillar, it refers to our ability to live within biosphere limits, recognizing planetary boundaries, and drawing on ecological principles and various practices that recognize people as part of nature, preserving the quality of the natural world on a long-term basis. The economic pillar refers to the ability of citizens to enjoy living conditions that are within agreed boundaries in terms of wage levels relative to cost of living and the gap between lowest and highest wages. It refers to regional and interregional access to investment and to healthy relationship between productivity, employment, and economic status. The social pillar refers to the ability of a community to interact and collaborate in ways that create and exemplify social cohesion. It considers places, community, and organization, formal and informal, and their resources, opportunities, and challenges. The pillar involves the agency of diverse participants in voicing and acting with the autonomy and in harmony with others. The last pillar is the cultural one. This pillar refers to tolerant systems that recognize and foster diversity. This includes diversity in the fashion and sustainability talk to reflect on a range of community, location, and belief systems. It includes the use of various strategies to preserve First Nation cultural heritage, beliefs, practices, and histories. The aim of the pillar is to safeguard the existence of these communities in ways that honor their integrity. We have then defined the concept of sustainability and sustainable development, and we have explored their different aspects. In the last part, we will apply this concept to the fashion system. We will define and explore the fashion design for sustainability field. The concept of sustainability applied to the fashion system evolved during the last years. We started from sustainable fashion, and nowadays we talk about fashion design for sustainability. Now let's explore this evolution, starting from sustainable fashion. As stated by Kate Fletcher, when we talk about sustainable fashion, it is a fashion that fosters ecological integrity and social quality through product, practices of use, and relationships. It is a more authentic, flexible, and interconnected view of fashion, people, and the world. This fashion helps us to engage, connect, and better understand ourselves, each other, and our world. It's a fashion that engages with the process of flourishing of human and non-human species. We can say that the sustainable fashion is the result of the interconnection of 2 dimensions, the eco-fashion and the ethic fashion one. From sustainable fashion, we move to responsible fashion. As you can see from the scheme, this is a further implementation in the evolution of the concept of sustainable fashion. By responsible fashion, we mean the set of actions that take into account a wide range of stakeholders, not only related to environment, society, but also to other contexts such as arts and culture, media, and ethics. And we arrive to the last step of the evolution scale, the fashion design for sustainability. Fashion design for sustainability challenges the status quo of the current fashion system. It aims to change fashion from its root, to shift its focus from contribution to the economy to a wider one on a contribution to society, nature, culture, and economy. This involves engaging in the present as well as in the future in consideration of nature, its living being, and its resources as a system where designing, producing, and using and consuming with a conscious manner. It involves a systemic approach to fashion design and involves identified values, knowledge, and capability to reach the common sustainable goal. As you can see from the scheme, this is the result of the union of different dimensions, which are the environmental protection, the economic transition toward a more sustainable and circular model, the social innovation, and the heritage preservation. Explore these important components of the fashion design for sustainability dimension. The first one is the environmental protection dimension. This is a dimension that aims to guide the fashion industry action and practices in order to promote a transformative process aimed at implementing people's ability to live within and preserve biosphere. The transition dimension aims at guiding the fashion industry action and practice in order to promote a transformative process aimed at reshaping economic models towards sustainable solutions by implementing circularity and closing the different loops. Innovation dimension aims at guiding the fashion industry action and practice in order to promote a transformative process that will promote social integration and development by fostering economic resilience. But not least, heritage preservation. This dimension aims at guiding the fashion industry action and practices in order to promote a transformative process which will preserving and cultivating cultural and aesthetic diversity by fostering the economic and social resilience of the territories where these fashion practices are embedded. And I will leave you now with the final consideration that I hope will be food for your thought, and is about the role of fashion design for sustainability in the development of new models in industry with high cultural content such as fashion, and the importance of reading the evolution of these models through the fashion design for sustainability lens. This field of study is rich, it's complex, needs to address a lot of issues, but the holistic approach, the systemic vision that can see the interconnection of the different parts can support designers in their positive action and can support the designer of tomorrow, the professional, the academics, in understanding how the issue can be faced, how everything is interrelated, and how from these relations we can create positive new model, new system that holistically can create greener, circular, positive, sustainable solutions.